What's going on? It's Crass. This tutorial right here is geared to show you how to switch up your hip hop hats, hi-hats quickly and easily. How do we switch up the hats quickly, easily, no problem, even if we don't know anything out the gate, even if we don't know how to do this at all? I'm gonna show you some really easy and cool tricks to put a lot of life and dynamics in your hats, in your hi-hat sequences, and your hi-hat patterns, and it'll give your music a lot more spice, a lot more life and dynamics. I just put this simple beat together real quick just for demo and example purposes. And notice there's no hats just yet. So I'll put some hats in right now. And I'll start off like maybe a lot of us might do. Very simple. We'll just right click on the hat line and select fill each two-step. That's a really easy way to start your hi-hats. These top two, just so you don't get confused, are already the finished versions I was messing around with before to show you how to put this tutorial in best terms, but this is the basic gist of a hi-hat pattern right here that you can start with. And then from here you can do things like insert even more, like something like that, real basic. And then the next step would be for you to right click right here and click piano roll. Once you get to the piano roll, you'll be able to then hold control and hit L to extend all of the duration of the hats that you're using so far. Why is this important? This is important because you'll be able to use this selector for snap to grid and click 1/4 of a step, and this is going to give you more room to insert more hits or more hi-hat hits, and I'm just at a loss for words right now, but that's what it'll do. It'll give you like more hits, you know, it'll allow you to insert more hat hits. So do that again, go snap to grid, go 1/4 of a step, and then 1/4 of a step is different from 1/4 of a beat. 1/4 of a beat would leave us right here and it wouldn't give us that same control, so we go 1/4 of a step. So this is something I'm gonna teach you that's real cool. So if we go back to what it was before, it was just this. If you break it down into a half and then insert another one in there, it'll go like that. And if you do it even another, if you break it down even more into another cell or note, it'll come out like that. So what's cool about this is, okay, so the first trick, this is very easy to do, and that's what I'm loving with hip hop and trap is doing these days, because it's expanding. Everybody thinks it sounds like the same, but they're nuanced, and it's the little differences that matter. So if you take this and you hold control and you select and you lasso the first 4 that you made right there, you can then hold shift and hit down a couple notes, and then it'll change the pitch of the hats. So it'll give you that modern, pitch change in your hats. And then what's cool is if you hold down shift and drag, you can clone it and put it somewhere else in the hi-hat sequence, and it'll likely make sense. And wherever you put it, you're gonna want to delete whichever notes that you're overlapping. You can put it right there, for instance, and then delete that one. I'm gonna do it again right here, just because I hear it. Just use your ear to let it tell you where you hear it. So that was a quick little tip. You can bring it down a number of notes, and that'll give you that distinction between pitches, and then you can also clone it and put it other places. So secondly, what you can also do is now move it up a couple notches anywhere. Like, all this is just going to give it variation, and it's kind of cool. I just moved this up an octave if you couldn't tell. You hear that? It just gives it variation when you just move these things up and down. It's very simple. It's very, very, very simple. And then lastly, we can put in the very, very prominent in hip hop these days. If you go to 1/3 of a beat, then say for instance, just choose any of them. And I'm doing it this random just to show you how easy it is to be variant, to have variance. And then this is gonna give you that really popular triplet. What's it called? Sequence? Triplet sequence, triplet pattern. Listen. You hear that? You know, that's what's right now. Well, it's been here for a while, but it's the way you do it. Snap to grid 1/3 of a beat, and then instead of just having it like that, you can also now duplicate this all the way down, for instance. And now that might be a little bit too going hard, but you know. And then also think of places where you can remove, silence. Silence is music too. So like maybe in the places where a snare would hit, you want to take it out, So let's see. So that would be that one, to take that one out. If we did it everywhere, a snare hit. Because sometimes, hip hop producers get really minimal with their hi-hats and it sounds dope. So I'm thinking, okay, where can I take it out and it still makes sense? Okay, the reason why doing that is because I have the 1/3 of a beat on. That's why when I placed it again, it was in the triplet format. And then you can also make the velocities of all of them really high. And then lastly, just vary the velocities by a very easy way to do it without even really using your ears. Is just go every other one. You reduce it and you're going to give it like a real life pumping sound, which is going to give your hats even more life. All right. Well, hope you learned something. Gotta run. My girl's waiting for me. So, yeah, this is how you do your hi-hats. And these are other variations that I used, that I did before the thing started. This is another one. And then this is another one right here. Yeah. Holla at me, crashbangers.com. All that.